certain procedural process be another procedures be only ho in terms of the lapses. For example, how many times do you actually go to sites another the main tourist site to check there in Zama day? As I say, me who the why is this here? Why is that here? Into say if an institute they say every 3-month check. It will give you perspectives a bit to me they maintain the site and I say go for a whole year in see why and say who za all kwacho and say as a leader again saying okay you are supposed to be the investment arm of the country you know be about there will be a business or pedo Osini Hotel. What are the procedures do you have to take the person through? Maybe due process, or they check the fit and proper person, one, or they check the whole business, or compliant to regulations, two, or they check there are no litigations, 3, or they check the and you be a Sebio, Froster, and so I say these are due processes. Are the institutions are responsible for maybe guiding or guarding government investment in it. All day to me, those structures has to exist. Or they have to exist. And yeah, there will be lapses in your work. And so I say, these are some of the things that maybe me who there on you. Then we have to actually do that. For example, safeguarding the people. I mean, tour site. There are risks inside. I say. So you have to identify risk point and then put measures that could actually, immediately protect them risk. And they between them risk for. So infrastructures and so inside. These are some of the things that I feel or lack, and I suppose the management has competencies, and especially we have the collaborative goodwill of the ministry and GTA to make sure they able to me Zamana.
Okay, staff for him.
About 23. I think about 22, 25.
23, 20. Number number 3.
Number 3. I think the Nipako were checking, procedures, etc. I think they. It doesn't feel like working the internal on your.
Adom saying.
And so you have to be sure that people have what it takes to actually work in terms of competencies and of course in terms of certification. And so when you query and then the person is not forthcoming with it, and then you give them opportunities, and they still don't. Respond. Of course, they have their own will to decide whether they want to work or not.
Nipa ba ko pena free ho ukoye no. Na number na wo kan no eye enough na wo hia mo.
I suppose currently Zawari would need that the number is okay. But say you grew competence in a year and I think that you can see some of our work that we're doing, products and services that we want to offer. Within 1 month we just did this. The guys really did well, staff, into say baby years in the corner. In time we will need more hands. But for now restructure and I think the number is okay.
Okay. Mamenka was somebody Professor Kobi Mensah and Edin Komo Anope Yeshe GTDC Ushe Mazisi Ayaka Easter Banasa in the next 2 weeks. Easter plus Bena GTDC only GTMO.
Yes, we look up to our mother GTA, to hold hands and make sure that we because of the capacity issues, and the issues about rebuilding, we have activities lined up, but not necessarily for Easter. You launch what we call fleet pool management on the 11th of April, or a car rental. Into system, yene support for Easter is about offering you transportation, and it's not only for Easter, but it's through. We are launching it for the entire tourism industry. It's a pere ebi ekokouna se epe some luxurious car bi Adom ye betun ya hair mo ye betun ye yenka mo e pere edaba ebi organize wo team you know, will be a classroom for another, class for another year group. You between your more bus, and we are launching it on the 11th of April. You know, not only for the Easter, but throughout, you know, the. And again, on the 1st of May, I think May, no, you happen Easter,
after Easter.
After Easter, night tour. We are introducing first in the country night tours. You know, we are doing Accra by night in collaboration with GTA. You know, the GTA has the open top bus, you know, and I think they right immediately after Easter, no, enjoyment no what to do. On the 1st of May, we are beginning the night tour, and I think it's been received in an handsomely well. When you're about seeing Accra in a different light, you know, at night, and then after. We'll continue, you know, and that ties into the 24-hour economy, by the way.
I don't know, Anajo, and Mobeko Saturn.
You start from 7 o'clock up until 3 a.m.
Namunam crime crooms are.
Yes.
Then I'm away.
Yes, they're playing with different perspective of Accra. Even the Accra is beautiful, but any city beyond, one of the key is about traffic. You know, great cities be a traffic a major issue. In Tobandama, daytime, you know, you don't really get a feel of city, no. But in the evening now, amount for there's a whole night economy I explore. All right. And see a period can for the you can during the daytime nazi, but come and experience Accra in the nighttime. Because if you there's a particular place to be in that because if you know be a site in a table or you didn't say who, but in Bruno you have a very free flow of traffic. You can see unexplored places. You can have some fun places. You know, there are a lot of Echo Osu Night Market, for example. Experience Osu Night Market, but it's a bustling place. You know, at night. Very, very beautiful to see. And to demonstrate that side of Nkran, another even the country by extension, say you grow that competencies now. We'll start night tours in Kumasi, night tours in Cape Coast, Secondary Takrady, and that places. And very grateful, especially if I should say, you know, with the kind of support Mamefon and GTA wasn't mine. Yeah, I already told you. GTDC is the baby of GTA, you know, because GTA hived off that particular side. And so GTA is very much in connection with what we're trying to do to push another angle, you know, of, you know, tourism.
Okay.
Because of their responsibility to promote, you know, Ghana. They have to let us, you know, find new ways, innovative ways to really push, you know, the country's tourism forward.
Now we can say Accra by night, you know, fitting the 24-hour economy.
Absolutely.
Now they win mobile daily and Najubia.
And it's demand, and it's depend on demand. So demand, you know, don't forget the private tour operators are in the business of promoting the country. And the starts as an inaugural launch. Then we are saying the night tour is open in Ghana. Now everybody. So once the demand is there, we'll definitely be picking up, you know, to do the night tour. In the meantime, 1st May, say, overflow. I mean, people are now, you know, calling in and booking. We can then extend it to the following day. And then if the demand is really, you know, huge, people want to go, of course, why not? We'll get through to it. And then the private sector certainly is going to join, I'm sure.
Matena udru GTDC no ugu wa home kokko kase we di adwuma pa kwaso se by office bi won ma ye do kwa udru hon ma be everything is rosy utu say just wa pick kwa no sa but we know it appears from the work can say as wa kofa from scratch kakra yen kase scratch kra u peja or regret it.
No, as academic you don't regret it. You know, I think that because I'm an academic, it's really helped me a lot, you know. You conceptualize. I mean, academic, you have to problematize and then solve, you know, issues. Since the MO exams are before the exams about to you solve that. And so that I the man who answer the Nipan will provide. So you anticipate challenges and you build on it. The guys there, the team there is fantastic. I mean, if I tell you the support from a management team, it will blow your mind. As I say, they are prepared to push it, and they see me pushing it inside this. And I think that there's a very collaborative spirit, and there's a goodwill, a sense of goodwill from people. In fact, I think Ghanaians have been amazing, you know, when you are in your private work, people see, oh, you are doing well, etc. You don't see the magnitude of it. When you come to the public sector, where everybody feels they have a stake in it, and then you could feel the sense that Nkofu message was sent. I know you can do this. Oh, president is today be your own academics. They be me uncle be the today. They be at TV. The one yappy. The president is not be me. I think their love is massive, and that's why it gives you sense there. You have to perform. And to say, it's one point where 11 you don't feel like you are tired.
Okay.
Because that love is there.
Did you lobby to be at GTDC?
Honestly, I wouldn't say that I love it, because clearly people know your competencies and say, you are good. It's people who would watch and tell you that you are good. And whatever you're doing to Kofoshe, and I say, American young official would say American worship, etc. And I feel the president, in his goodwill, felt that some of us, although we're not mainstream politicians, I tell people I'm a political strategist. That's what I do best. I can sit and tell you whether you can win the election or not. I can help you strategize, etc. I can help you do the research, tell about voters and when I join it, then exactly. But to see myself in the front row, I hardly did that. Until when I was called that the president in the benevolence and everything that you can help this country, why not? So I said, okay, let me just give it a shot.
Into no obuwa our background, but one take you front.
My politicians, but in terms of consulting, I've consulted for so many politicians, so many political parties. As a consultant, you don't disclose your customers, your clients.
Once it's a political party.
No. I mean, within the political marketing strategy field, consultants, you don't disclose your clients. And it will be difficult for me to tell,
but at least the past year, the general election, you consulted for a political party.
I've consulted for political parties.
Alando an appointment.
I've consulted for political parties and politicians, a number of them. I mean, since I've been in Ghana, 2013, I remember my first candidate, was an MP.
No, why?
Oh, Minkacho.
Okay, no constituency.
No, Minkacho.
But no constituency.
Okay, so MP Baka Chodo MP. Since then. Oh, been. But since then, my consult for so many politicians, and the point is that I tell people, in 2005, when I came to Ghana, I think 2008, thereabout, to collect my data on political marketing. Everybody, my research, everybody was like, "Hey, political marketing, what is that? What is that?" Right? And I remember them a year seminar of British Council with CIM, Charters of Marketing, and the Advertisers Association, all those, and I told them that political marketing is a new dawn of consulting in this country. And I urged some to pick it up, to start doing that. Today, it is one of the most, talked about discipline and lenses in consulting and But I always tell my students that as a consultant, you don't disclose your client. That you have to, obey the laws of ethics. Now we may defy that laws. No, I don't want to do that.
But obi so betina background na why deduction no. Bibia nanchen. Edru appointment no. President Ekai Professor Kobe Mensah eso onko GTDC as the chief executive officer. We adwuma bi ansa na won se kasa appointment no.
No, I mean, in America, the president has been watching, has been listening.
So
don't forget, it's not radio, the Kasa. I'm sure the leadership of the party would say, I think the Nipe or good about tomorrow, And even there, in the past, I was also a board member for the same tourism space here, or hot cat board member. You know, in the past, not even current one. So
okay, in the past, in the past,
yeah,
as in when?
In the past, I think 2017.
2017.
Yes.
Okay.
You know, so for me, I think
no, was it by appointment?
Until you will be sent a letter that you've been appointed to do this, to do that, you know, and that's a public record. So
who appointed you?
2017. So Nanado no.
Nanado.
Yeah, Nanado.
And then appointed.
Yeah, so I will take it as he did, you know. So my point is that your competencies will lead you, you know, in terms of, you know, some of these public, you know, positions, because don't forget the other country knows you know. So in as much as politics, you know, the leadership are also mindful of, you know, the qualities that they need to make sure the country obeys them. Yeah.
But now me do be jina ha ya 2017 the year working. You got the appointment, you got the letter. It is presumed.
Na me koye demonstration over Sakem.
Oza
because demonstration over Sakem. So
sir.
Yeah. I demonstrated against some policy positions. So but they were not happy, so they decided that no.
Okay, demonstration.
Yeah.
If you do so kita appointment, no.
Yeah.
We yen ye sake on. But now was it open? Said we ya nim say what TDC no. Na nye open
no,
say.
It's a public record. I mean, it's not.
No, not demonstration.
No. The appointment.
The appointment.
Yeah, it's a public record. So when you're appointed, I mean, people talk about it. You go for swearing in, etc. So it's not something that was secret.
And yes, sake on. Now, just even though say Omampani appointed one, some decisions and policies now on the Nanya or your Yetiano, any Pamo. Why you already said GTDC because I be winning Koya, obey a demonstration of Yetia by now.
No, I mean, it depends on, you know, what the issues are. And don't forget, the other one was a board, you know, and this one you are the CEO. So the contexts are different. But I think that as especially as an academic, even though you will be your friend academic freedom. As academics, we are and there you have to say your mind. And I love the president to say that whenever you feel something is not right, you have to say it. He's giving you that friend and that empowerment, you know, to do that. And see, for me, I will share my views. You know, I don't hesitate at all. I mean, a lot of people who know me, you know, even my own friends, I will tell you my peace of mind. Within 5 minutes, I readjust myself. Yeah, so I think that it doesn't stop you from actually saying if you're not happy about things.
But do you trust the words President Akase who said BB
Absolutely.
Yati be said mema yenye spectators, yenye citizens. Oh yes, citizen, you were sacked. So how do you trust the words of a politician?
There are differences in leadership.
Differences in the
Obian and the style. You know, there are people who won't take criticisms, although Oznano Becca, as I say. But Unzido, there are people who are woods one asamdo. I don't think that. I think that I believe this president very much about Moka. You know, net track record. You know, over the years, the kinds of things and for kind of fun, just the one year retributive, you know, what do you call approach. I think that it's commendable. As I say, there are people. I mean, if you look at even some of the most prominent journalists in some of what kind of fun, some of them even in print. As I say, I still deal with them. That's a huge character that you can actually commend. And I suppose I have similar characteristics. For me, even in class, between students to be to my example, then I'll tell the class they won't delete to me and I won't show student. There are certain traits about people are selfless. You can see it. And for me, I see myself in the president in terms of neat traits. As a criticism doesn't bother me. I mean, when you criticize me, it doesn't bother me at all. It rather makes me conscious of what I have to do better. And I see the same trait in the president. And that's why I have a very, huge confidence in him that he means well and he means what he says.
Okay. na bi ebisa se edin ti na eye wo den eso be yi woni obeye open eso we NDC ni over the years.
No, I don't think that it comes in as a major appointment of me NDC, another me NDC. I don't think that it's about that. It's about, as I said earlier, it's about the leadership of the party in the field that you can help. You have the competency to help. And that's why they brought. So the appointment itself is not on the back of, a NDC and a NDC. That's one that we have to establish. Two, people who know me, they know I'm very left-leaning. I am a very left-leaning person, and it is look. I had a conversation with JafriQ. He's a very good friend of mine. 2 good hours in his car in Tamale. We were discussing about Nkrumah. For me, I tell people that for my Nkrumahist character, it is very difficult for me to function in a very right-leaning political party. Although I can consult, I can do everything else, but when it comes to being partisan, and don't forget, partisanship is different from politics. Right? Being partisan, I am a very left-leaning person. As to whether I'm NDC or not, I don't see why people would want to know that. Because
but why not?
No, because I said from the right go that I'm a political strategist. I consult for any other politician. So when it happens like that, your identity in terms of party politics is muted, as I say. But when it comes to politics, that's what I do. I'm a political studies person. I do political strategy, political communication, etc. Yeah. So it is not about you want to show or you don't want to show. No, that's not the case.
Political strategies, political marketer, political. At the end of the day, Bibi watching.
No, Ghanaians misunderstand that. There are strategists who strategize for only one party. Echo US at Dana Brazil, Dana Brazil. There are some strategists who strategize for only, let's say, a Republican Party or Democratic Party. But there are some strategists who strategize for all political parties. So you choose how you want to actually perform. Now, say, will be a political strategist. Okay, it doesn't mean they will belong to the party, and I don't think the president is only considering maybe party members as our appointments. As I said, there are people that they feel that they can help, the country. Not that because I won't say special and the one could say the minimum, but of course it is the choice of the president to determine. As I say, the spaces are 5.
Okay.
The president and the choice.
But Ubema to this March 9th, 2025. What can we join FM? Now what NDC party card.
That's right.
So Neubeka said,
no. What I said was that I have had NDC card before, but it's been muted. I haven't been active. As I say, that explains to you that everybody, as voters, as citizens, we have our lineages. And I said, I'm a very left-leaning person. Technically, if I want to be active, partisan, you would say that my home will be CPP, right? Yeah. But I haven't been active partisan.
But being active or not, in the past, when your conviction be within your heart to say, my heart is with NDC. And I would do
NDC. It's a left. Yes.
When you say conviction or wakuma say, NDC ho.
Yeah.
And I would do NDC party card.
Yeah.
So we are active, so to do set saying at the end of the day, wakuma NDC. Why is it so difficult? So NDC.
It's not difficult. It's very not difficult. But my point is that me play partisan politics. I've said to you, I'm a left-leaning person. All right, but I haven't actually had the need to be partisan politics because of 2 things. One, my work. As a political strategist, I went to school to study that.
But we didn't.
To be a consultant, as I say. So that's one. And 2, because of my classroom, I tell people that because of the classroom that I have, and then the idea that I try to advocate for political marketing, advocate for people to understand politics in the perspective, TV, radio, that it's all encompassing. It sort of puts a certain restriction to how far I can actually be partisan. And that's why I stayed that way. As I say, in the is about why would I do that? But it's just for the purposes of one, to make sure that my advocacy, and political marketing wasn't the lenses for political analysis. It is when I came to this country, right? Because in the past it was political science. When I came into the country, even at JIJ, myself, Jisa, and then Zakaria Tanko, we developed a political communication curriculum, all right, to make sure that we can push in political communication as well. And I've championed political marketing almost single-handedly. So you need to have an inclusive character. In this country, when you have partisan, it's sort of immediately as if it's an automatic thing. People don't then come to you.
Matthias,
I felt that there was a need for me to be all-encompassing. One, on the basis of my career choice as a political strategist, and two, on the basis of the kind of work I wanted to do in terms of advocating for political marketing. I needed to stay that way. It's not because, why is it difficult for me to do that? Another, behavior. No, you choose how you want to be because of your maybe vision, your goals, etc.
And that's so, and you'll be so, and a open politics, and will be able to say, we party woman, as all party women. Some material may edge me. We are doing what to about. What yes,
of course, yes.
We need the open say, me say, but when the time is due, and I say, open say, who associate here, obese Ukraine.
Of course not.
Now, Obisuka say, proud to 2024 general election. The tweets are we the bastion I would demand the former president in Adom, the commentaries I would etumu, and the opinions I would say, now we said the lenses of what the what will come my year and this year.
No, of course I won't fault them, but
Obediatum say,
but 2016, maybe they say 2016,
it is our Benedict now tuning in on Obeka say, and this Yatadian is on nowadays.
No, it was a conviction that
as an NDC person.
No, conviction that the regime was no good. It was a full conviction that the regime was no good. Look, 2016, Ebisa Kennedy Japan Obekacho, he literally asked his morning show host to call me for us to sit on TV to discuss because I bashed Mahama properly. I was not happy about certain things, and I criticized John, extensively. Let me tell you something. I never received one text message of be careful. All right. Now, down the line from 2017, I do the same thing against the NPP. And I get text messages and be careful what you're saying. Do this, do that. It was terrible.
Messages
from quarters, from people. Some people even told me that my picture has been frozen or Jubilee House and they're discussing me. It was here. It was Joy FM. I was on Joy with, I think, the Honorable Ablakwa on the DCA, that is the Defense Cooperation Agreement. All right. And I was so unhappy. Because in I think the 7/7 that happened in London, July 7th, the July 7th that happened in London, it was at the back of some of these things. All right. And so my conviction was that we do not have to give a certain blank check to military agreement just like that, because in the past we have had a scheduled, kind of, and so I was not happy, and I demonstrated. You can imagine the effect. Look, there were times that I don't go home. I have to go to my friend's place. So the times that cars were chasing me. Look, B and I came to my office on 2 occasions, and I'm not kidding you. As I say. So these things can tell you the differences in what do you call leadership. All right. look, the number of criticism that I gave NDC, John Mohammed's first NDC, you would marvel when you actually pull the tapes on XYZ, on Kennedy Japan's TV, what do you call Net 2, on so many platforms. At some point, yeah, Jaba, friend, the lady, Otiko Jaba, she asked me which constituency I was. No, I'm not a full soldier, a party person. She thought that I was an NPP party person because I was on show sometime with Nkrumah Nebano.
Samia.
No. Seku. And Gary Nimako, for example. I've been on shows with him. And they felt that I was an NPP person because of the magnitude of criticisms I was given. Now, say, me flipping as a memo, the same thing. Then you are thinking that, what? You know, and in your case, you even go after me.
Just thinking and answer one.
It's an academic position. In academia, I told you we have what we call freedom of, what do you call academic freedom, and any academic in the kind of discipline that I have, like political studies, be it political communication, political marketing, or political science, your work is to, critique. Not criticize, is to critique, governance and to critique political actions, right?
So when you critiquing?
Yes, I was critiquing. There were times that I said to, look, even Fred Baumiani team, I kept telling you that the way they were handling him was not right. And when they meet me in confidence, they tell me that my opinions are right. What I was telling them is right. Because I'm not kind of saying it out of malice. I'm saying it out of, what do you call competencies that I have.
Okay.
And the point is that one of the things I want to say is that if you know through the politics, or your experience into your between no, or your science. So in as much as I will be a journalist, you have a lot of in-depth knowledge about journalism. I might have a clue about journalism, but it will not be as deep as you do. And sometimes, and I said to people that you're in what we call social sciences, and feel easy, because it's a lived experience. But if you don't have the training, you will not see what I see.
Okay. Now, we are West Sebra, Yama appointment on NDC party for be. So when you be my party and when your appointment, what it be?
The people say that I'm the now say, Sunyane. Nasa Mesmo Nita Crady, make room. How would you know that my age, madam?
Now we are Juma now deserve his appointment.
No, I can't say that. But my point is that you can't fault the president for appointing somebody and not appointing another person. Because I only kade onye Juma biane. Is it any who because Yankopana men universal eyes to see who is doing what, and I'm a boy. You can see. No, I'm saying that I don't have that answer for you.
I don't know. So when I do appointment, and I wouldn't what I know is that party for say when you Juma, what you Juma na waje appointment.
I've taught tourism marketing since I came, and I've done what we call destination Legon. It's a practice-based tourism marketing that shows from how to develop tourism products. Inside I say for so many years. In fact, we're in the 9th edition, and during those days, I could say, they come in and see what the kids are doing. Amazing things. These are competencies. What shows that maybe President will who the or the meeting of appointment. And so I say, people see your competencies and they recommend. And I'm not saying I'm the only one who has those competencies, but suppositions in year 5, not say in 10 or them competencies that the president has to choose 5.
But you see, your brain would woody.
Oh, my catch about how selections are done. As I say, and as to whether president who there, my bro, another me competent. I know the Nangasan over to my answer. Now
what, Mister
President?
Yeah, Fred say the appointment be say what Mister say. On what basis?
Time of competence. Time of from put me letter. We feel a letter. We na make catch a guy no farm more kada. I say, Prof, this one they say over Gio. And I'm saying, I say, Flagstaff. I said, wow, I was shocked.
What Mister?
In fact, in the book now, a sign woman or the a sign that you won't publish in that kind of thing. In terms of organization, mature UG. Then the guy said, "Hey, prof, this is not UG, this is GT. This." I say, "Hey." So that can tell you how surprised I was. I was elated, but muted because I could feel the kind of confidence, President, has had in you to that extent of giving you that particular position. I think I was elated and thankful for him. But of course, the key is about confidence that you can work. I think that's the key. Oh, I mean, whoever has a set, and I don't think a lot of people do. I think that the sense that I get is that people are elated, about my appointment. And see, so there are some people who are not happy. I would say that I can understand, but they should let us do the work, because at the end of the day, party doesn't win the election because they will fill positions. It's because they will work for everybody else to get their share. And so I say, if I don't perform, they have every legitimate right to be angry. But I am sure and I'm confident that I will perform for them to really feel the benefits that they think they should have. And so I say, yeah, so very much confident that I will work for them too. Because the national cake is not only about being appointed, it's about the betterment of the system. No? Public good, you produce. Because if the company, the government performs, there will be appointments, and I mean, in terms of jobs. That's the benefit. Look, I tell my TA, Chris, who is a very good friend of mine, he's a PhD student, I tell him that, Chris, you don't work for a party in anticipation that Oba power will be appointed. Another, you don't fund a political party in anticipation that Oba power will be contract. That's a wrong thinking. Political parties are not corporate entities that you invest in anticipation of return. Say, in Kroma, Obakacho, also there, so number no, see people no then, we take care of him, inside of them. Inside I say, when you go into politics and thinking that it's a quid pro quo, you are wrong.
But Professor Kobe Mensah na meneno edin kobono brofo no doso pa. So they tell what country na azata untan country on.
My in England for so long, like 22 years plus.
But also
I'm trying to change, but especially in a formal setting like this, the more I trip inside
but a trip also back. But you all regret it would know some comments be will make here, some tweets be would it to Mubrana according to critique the past government, all regret any tweet and a statement be
not at all. They were all wholesome. Because before I made tweet, I subjected to a lot of thought processes, and so I made tweet. And so I'm very confident that every tweet that I put forward was befitting of the situation into my tweet.
Okay, it's a tweet our year 10th August 2024.
Yes.
Me quoted the outro no na.
Absolutely.
Ghanaians are the most low maintenance anywhere in the world. They are the least demanding of politicians. Always thinking politicians are doing them a favor, especially those in the villages. You were specific.
Yes.
Views such as Nanado has given us free SHS is the most silliest.
Yes.
I can never imagine.
Of course.
The Ote Makurasi baby, at the whole family, Obianko. Abusuano wo no bianko senior high school da because oni means omode be sha kwada na manako there was certain board ma nipa ba ko penitimi be free mu be sen ko senior high school because e kan fie it is aban bia ba na wo man sa kwanya ne say enkwada me ensa na enan kwewie ye omo nyina nya school ekọ na sa nipa no appreciate omampani na and say the policy na we say the most serious.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because you see, there you to me you develop yahu another institutions what to more boani panamo who there ubine juma nye achedemo. I sometimes the boy and the students I feel, oh prof, I want to thank you for them. Say, why do you want to thank me? I'm paid for doing this work. All right, if a group of students, for how good you teach, and I say, but I'm supposed to teach even at a certain optimum level. I don't expect a return for doing my job. It is the job of the politician to ensure the schools are back, to ensure the winning. Why would you think like Obina when PB so honorable? Why as it for what? That's the job. We expect you to be here for 30 and if you prepare the news and say a better night. Why should we say the I as a pa? No, we have to get to that level where we don't mob a politician like we do here. Politician call a year nanko farm mobbing. Me say a shamna say I've been watching you and then I become a little bit suspicious of what you're trying to do because I don't like pandering. I don't like flattering.
That is Dr. Kobi Mensah.
Seriously.
And why must that be?
It's not right.
Why must that be silly?
No, it's not right for the citizenry to be flowering politicians like that. And no, we're taking it for granted. No. We have to demand of them. In fact, the other way more than they're doing. For me, my challenge is that I have to do more than. And I tell my staff there, me pere me tum mimma one yezi like one salaries and things so that their pensions will be better. Inside I say, and when we are so doing that, because until the president in the mouth that mandate because you able to my, why should he come and thank me for achieving that? Because I'm paid for that. And so I feel that young capacity no form, young empowerment no form. That's why sometimes places like NCCE Nazana, they have the responsibility to let the Ghanaian know that you don't have to praise politicians. We were praising colonizers, etc. because and the character is still there. And it has to be worrying. Now we have to be worried about that.
And NCC your mandate. Some churches said, you know. Soon are you aware the state of NCC?
Well, yeah, sure. I mean, follow on massively, but I know that
resources GTDC.
Yeah.
Resources
No, we need to empower Ghanaian. Well, people like flowery words. I mean, Sebio, baby, I met her for a long time. Even some of my colleagues at work in England, they didn't even know their prime minister. Why? Because on during politics, and as I say, but how do you know? Everybody's politically conscious every day because the basic things are not there. And so they worship politicians. No, we shouldn't do that. Then to me and worship politicians for doing their work. I mean, why would you want to thank politicians for constructing road, for bringing free SHS when it's their duty? It's in the Constitution that the country has to get to a level where education should be free. Inside I say, it's like the mazna. Na say ABOB today former current president Mahama also Fred and primary healthcare. Na say why a primary healthcare? Then we are having flowery language. No. Obanama nipa no feel the why a more brodo. We shouldn't get to that level where we idolize politicians. We should let them do their work.
It is said there can our constitution more any idea obi anim sebano access to education any idea FQB ni na wo hodom. But abayaba abanko obi anye. It is obi aba no waya. I ti say me wo hayi na even bema kwa warari oba ni tifie. Ye bema responsibility. But so oma oba na dia or expect so oba no be appreciating. But yen na yen say your nipa responsibility. And it's a way you the word silliest. Edema obia or tea crassi on the baby uncle SSD. Now appreciate you. Don't you think you are not being fair?
The level of appreciation is different from idolizing. And so I say Brofoka said, what can I appreciate her on your idolization? It's not like you're overly praise singing the person, and that's what we do. We praise sing, politicians.
And only the ana because one who says an appreciation, but who says it's idolizing.
But who the echo yani mbiambia who how one more political class. And a lot of them today do that because it become clientele. Like and also or music. That's the kind of spirit I don't want us to be there, and that's why I passed this.
Have you ever been in a situation of phobia or theocracy, like the typical village woman, typical village man? That maybe what put yourself in their shoes? Have you ever been in such a situation?
I'm from New Takrady. When you ask Takrady people where New Takrady is, they will tell you.
But if you New Takrady, I've England for how many years?
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
For how many years?
It took me work. It took my family work.
How many years now? Takrady, England.
Yes. So my point is that I'm responding to my candidate. Have I put myself in it? I have been in that before until I got here.
Maybe say how many years? How many years now?
One of my friends, you grew up. He sent me a said people think that you are dada, but they should come and ask us how far we've gone through.
Yeah. Granted, but if you do draw send what it's in England?
About 20 plus.
20 plus
yes,
years.
I've been, yeah.
And what's in England?
Yeah.
And a baby free. A New Takrady.
Yes.
Would you be muja home boy?
Yes.
Would you muja hono? Yes, one.
And that's why I'm saying that we should get them empowered to the level that they won't praising me. And as I say, they won't be like idolizing you for doing what you're supposed to do.
But do you blame such a person because sa baby a person projected level no but so the choice of word
it is not about the people though. It is about the country, the way the country has made people feel that the responsibilities that people do is a gift, and either it's something that they have to praising them. That's my disappointment. And so I say, I don't like that kind of things that people will sing, like idolize you in a manner. And I feel that it's an indictment on us for doing what we're supposed to do, but then we want it to be in a sense that and I don't think that it's the case. But people should recognize that this is your work. You have to do it. And when you do it, you don't expect a certain return. But in this country, we've made it in such a way that people expect a quid pro quo, and they expect there or there one more a certain return. No, you don't do that, and that's what is actually making people disappointed. Look, I tell my student that if you have an expectation for someone because you have done something for them, you will die because because or your normal thing then you'll be seething. Because you expect that you have the return. You don't do that. When you do that, you kill yourself.
Matthias, but maybe on this note, other Twitter, where you general. Now specify sabi in for.
No, now one can say you crazy. Because of observation. Because of observation.
But why obi otie crazy?
No, because of observation.
Is it because you otie crazy no oninim die?
No.
I don't want any general crying.
I think the political class had for so many years, taken advantage of people in those places. They make them idolize them, and that's the point I was trying to make.
After this person, villages, won't crash, say they don't idolize people.
No, of course not. I don't know. It's a system that is there, and I'm hoping there people will stop idolizing politicians and rather make demands of them. Inside I say, because I am taxpaying. Sky in the politicians was he Juma? Why should you have to praising them? And I'm hoping that it will stop. I'm hoping that maybe civil society, other institutions, third sector assembly, can educate people to understand that don't praising politicians because it is their work. Just like when I go to the university, I'm supposed to teach people. Now at GTDC, I'm supposed to ensure that the sites are working. The tours, the tourists can come and have a very good, relevant tour, experiences. I don't expect to be idolized for doing that at all.
But you expect to be appreciated.
No, and I appreciation away through my salary. You are paid, for doing your work. That is the appreciation. So when we do now what can I commensurate to your work, and this is how much you are paying. That's the appreciation. I don't expect anything extra.
Okay. Now, maybe give me LPMs kakaba. Me person me di way from on a lighter note. Me dey post a flyer no. Now call for jollof man. Yes, but we are not kita plate near your picture. Jollof kita.
Every people say that I want to be Professor Jollof. And
about your Professor Jollof.
Well, I don't even like. That's the point. I don't even like Jollof. People who know me, they know that I don't like jollof.
It's not jollof
because I want to train political actors. I train people on strategy, etc. So I went back home and I went to Hull to train NDC, constituency in Hull. But at the same time, I've had an appointment with the MPP to train them. One training number though, because they postponed it and I flew back to Ghana.
Can't you no more?
Train number into me back Ghana back. Then I criticized Baumia. They went to my Facebook page, which I posted that picture. They have intercepted, that I've been flirting with NDC and so, and then they named me Professor Jollof. Then I actually me frame me the me well yeah cartoons me frame a cartoon a nice one.
But we Professor Jollof.
Me Jollof. I don't like it.
Indeed, but picture ni usu kita Jollof.
I know really.
Now we now kita.
It's two reasons to be funny, Professor Jollof, but we don't me Jollof. It's exciting. I mean, it's interesting.
But one mom will be after Professor Jollof.
Oh yeah, I'm okay. I even say it at programs. I say them at functions.
But picture no so nkwana na kita Jollof jina ho.
No me in kofu na we crop him, this kind of technology.
No me na kita
so they cropped me out. It's beautiful. Yes.
Na Jollof so obedi a opedi ene de nam.
Me Jollof.
Bako event how did Jollof?
Me rice with stew. Nice one. But not Jollof. I think Jollof is overrated. So. Yeah.
It's also Adom 106.3 Jason Sem Jumadie and Utieno Professor Kwabi Mensah a guest and paying Game Park sikaketeke no egusua enama me frɛ sebetinam bi na ebaji sika ye koyista ye sika yan ye deko nti ya hoboa no 37 numbers so befa baako eno na ye pick one no it is so far na wucha no 100 Ghana na ebo a ye bema times 29 wucha no 10 Ghana ye bema times 29 wucha no 20 Ghana times 29 sika bia wode becha no ebo a wo no times 29 na ye de ma ye Game Park nko a na ye ne sei fa ho be hye mo be twa krade no na edi sika bebre momula mopa teleson so eguso ade made for me bundles na emayen *530 hash *530 and no any a short code or the best subscribe and also be download Telesop Play app no na wa subscribe yama bundles abet media do juma say your business na wo the internet na say your movies na wo de share ade bia wo hia internet bundle no Telesop made for me wo dia fa ho gimu bi wo ni Telesop so a bo mo de kopel sim card na ebeka Telesop abusua no ho Telesop connecting energies na afsa wo mo SME no say say anya bia no ye ma akwanya no a wo beje no dodum anase etisen na anya bia no ya na to da bia da ne wadwen a wo bre hina konya sika wo ye ne sen bowra mu wo afsa branch bia be wo na woni mpege phone kodi enkomo enhyehyɛ bebre na ode agu akwan so a unsa beka sika bum esi hu no eda fom enhyehyɛ no so de de ma wa hoto ankasa enei afsa ese wo story no emata o story na ehia wo bre ason so so ye better story boram absa branch babia ko bie account no na enyom enhyase eni sikasem ehun edwa ediya megye so ene abena pokua wennie meni Dr. Kwabi Mensah ena ewo ha ye better na minima de megye se wa follow ahead of the general election galamse koma ebaye after the election the yetitiye die ACC Galamsey ensem. I say after election, say your mouth is full. Into no, the no, where you gonna for back kwama omayampa.
My mouth is full. I don't even understand.
I said, yeah, baby, I was saying to know until the Ghana.
No, of course. I mean, the role that I'm playing now is to ensure that Ghana works from tourism perspective. I think that I have to be focused. Now, make sure that tourism in collaboration with my colleagues, you know. It is not your mouth is full. It's about I have a responsibility to ensure that tourism works for you and I. I have to focus.
Today, Costo Galamsey, Sema, Bank, and Neyaka say, Quasanta Region Passatia, Nip Nkofaka, Sia, Bogu, almost. Why
say Nkofu with Tema? I never comment on general issues. I do strategy. In the past, all my analysis is political strategy, etc. Sometimes when people call me, and I'm sure the Woo Station PUR from, they will say that I'm not an expert in this. Call this my colleague. So people think that I am a media. What's the word that they used to call a media observer? Or I don't do that. I'm very much strategic. In my choices. Of course, the Galamsey. No, I don't famo. It's like I don't have the competencies to talk about certain things. About it. I speak only on my area of competencies. That's most of the time.
But the devastation is so glaring. So be a big.
It's a big issue. For the country.
Which food was a son what to me a casa for Galamsey?
No. Say there are experts when you want to look at, for example. Responses to Galamsey now what expertise will be able to say that the president and the government policy is doing well or is good enough to curtail it, etc. They have competence. They'll be able to assess and talk about it. So any competence, we can speak as lay people to talk about how bad it is and how difficult it is, which of course I'm a citizen of the country, so I can actually speak about it. But today, generally, when I assumed the position was GTDC, when I monitor my social media, they will realize that I've reduced my participation on social media drastically because I have to focus to get certain staff paid to get the tourism attraction areas now you're managing well to make sure that I can make my strategize some visions. So I've reduced my online participation quite a lot.
See, on that note, so because say aban a massa appointment we at the silence some come on to say the beya to me criticizing ujitum.
No, it's not silent. I mean,
because you are so busy said the so Ghana no.
Which of them is better? The role to make sure that you can better the system by, your vision, supervising people to do certain things, or your role in critiquing government performance. Which of them is more impactful? Yes, I can critique government performance. Front row be a lecturer, Michazi, at lunch times or at my leisure hours, I can critique government performance and analyze for people to see. It's one role, but it's also another role. There be a forefront now with your knowledge, at the direct how in Zamautu would do me now or money benefits. They are all rules, and they're all impactful. So I don't think that yes, you have to. Government has to silence you by giving you appointment. No, they are not silencing you. They are saying that nimzina wono fabrana babua na money on your silencing issue. There are people too who are also to why the word critique, and that's why we train. I mean, since I've trained a lot of people. All right, within the political marketing space. Now they also have to have that ability to critique government activities, including mine. Now into me, maybe I may training coffee. A lot of PhD students I've supervised. They've completed. In fact, within this month, about 4 of my PhD students have completed. I have given them them know-how, no, them skills, and the competences, to take up my role. And even when I told Chris, my TA, that now it's your turn to do the kind of work that I'm doing. And see, as academic, we train people to take after us, to do what we do best. Not only I'm going to champion, I'm going to it to me. No. Of course.
See, for the next 4 years, you want to say Dr. Kwabena Mensah critique this government.
I'll put my energy in making sure that tourism or yejuma. Na me young ones na me train on one critique na you make sure they are any.
Yes, so na so say critique okoye critique na ya besake wa na
say. No. I mean, I don't think it's even in the character of current president to do that. And I make sure that he gave us that authority, that empowerment. I remember very well. Okay, Jampo, I'm in a Jampo now. Other colleagues are over there. He would expect us to actually be critical of him, of his leadership.
Until then, I would decide to say, you're critical of his leadership.
No, I'm saying that I have young ones, I made trainer. Who play that role.
Professor Mupedi, Jumana, we are in 2024. No, say Jumana, Dr. Kobe Mensah.
Make sure the tourism sites in here very amazing.
And then during 2024, no one more watching no man, Jumana, one Kasana.
2024.
Aye. About what you say, and come on, Kasabit.
No, I was with them. I mean,
I know, but
a lot of the things I was doing a lot of critique with my.
Are you running away from where
I never will run away. I mean, you're one of the boldest persons you can ever.
So continue what you started. Continue what you started.
I have a very thick skin, you know that. I have a very, very thick skin, and I know it for myself. I want to focus. Instead of me reduce my media appearances. Me pede me make sure that my ejuma obia obeso obienyi there was a position in mamino between me ye ejuma ni ye, and that doesn't mean the quaternary radio do and you focus. No, obia na ne way and style of work inside I say obia na ne competencies. I feel that I will do a lot of work and I can be very good at what I do. So me focus na me ye intina me.
Mate, you better say any bra when you're at your mind, but you nim say a humanity a song. Na a banner youth so yes, officer way. When she say your plans for the youth know, because what criticize youth employment and your home. What is the plan?
Me team, yeah, strategy. I mean, we build this dossier. We are planning that, say, 2 years you between I employ about 200 people, with the kind of things that we want to do.
Period, mean?
Between now and 2027. Between now and 2027.
Okay.
So, 2 years
2 years or 7 years.
Yes. 2 years we can open up the space to get almost about 200 people employed. And I want to focus on that. One, as a tourism back campuses. In a Legon is a whole tourism attraction. As I say, we are trying to get a tourism desk at Legon. Nkofu Bar, you between anyone campus, you between anyone places. There are a lot of tourism that happens on the university campus. Conferences now. When people come, we need to take them to our top places. So that's one of the strategies that we think that we can do to open up. And see, say in your tourism desk or campus, Legon, in your tourism desk or KNUST, in your tourism desk or UDS and all those places, you're opening up employment opportunities. As I say, we are embarking on one of the most ambitious marketplace you can ever have.
Okay.
We call it Ghana Tourism Marketplace. Now, strategy, GTA in collaboration with GTA, obviously GTA is the mother, as I keep telling you. They will be driving Ghana Tourism Marketplace. And we are anticipating that if we're able to do the Ghana Tourism Marketplace, we can create employment spaces and we can hold almost $1 million, on the marketplace. We are thinking that we can effectively quantify internal, what we call domestic tourism with the marketplace. Inti Zaire is geared towards employment. All right. And I think the number one burden on the government is to create employment spaces. Inti my thinking is that don't expect only to be appointed.
Okay.
Expect that those who have been appointed will do a better job in order that there will be employment spaces, for everybody else, and that's my focus.
Mate, me question I me di chat to in 2023 make statement be na work said the corruption across Ghana because empenyifo na wo enya appointment no mo fie kwanim wo di pan kra be kom kra wo mo bra bia nti no wo hu se ne breswa nti oba no wo be fom ene ya hu se mampani mahama wasesa de ya hu na mre bi atwam no the youth appointment a mampani mahama ye no e wo soro pa de na obeka afa such appointment ne ho na eno chin so no ye misa se how certain are we say the youth no ebe perform ya champion phone?
It's about any youth to prove him right. Because that psychology is there, and I don't think that Mankotina may hold that view. And it's because of Zayihu, experience other things. We feel that when people are confident of one lifestyle, etc., at some point you have to take a backseat. Internet BB will offer a retirement, and so at a certain point in your life, you expect to take a rest. It is a president who there. I think that we need energy to drive this country forward. Not so as the confidence in young people, woman, and I make a sure that I always feel like I have to, perform for the president, just to, clear that mindset there. When you have the confidence in the young people, they can deliver. And so it's an example we need to set. I'm very confident that it would happen.
Who is a young person?
Oh, and say young person, so long as encore retirement.
We are young.
Yeah. So long as encore retirement.
59 crowd, you're young.
Yeah, you have energy to actually. There's a reason why the retirement age is at that. That in there is abre. Unfortunately, in our country, and elsewhere in Africa, if in your 40 years, that's the unfortunate thing. So your productive years in our wash go because after your 40 years and that's the saddest part of it. But elsewhere, I mean, people start at the age of 14. No, I started McDonald's kakra or kakra by 16. Even even by 20. No, a manager. So they are able to get a lot from their productive years. Maybe Nissan or Microsoft for the past 40 years. Some young person, and for the past 30 years, a young person, because they start early. Now, unfortunately for us, until we don't get the productive years out of people very well. And I think the confidence that the president has placed in us, we need to let him perform in order that we can establish that theory.
Okay.
That you can get a lot from the young people.
Now, comment bako ha Mark Kofi Nijuban. Osipokwa ose mamen Canberra. Osipokwa, that man there is a Pharisee. His words are not consistent. Please read the message for him. Pharisee.
I'm not sure then. I'm not sure then.
More or less nyachum, like hypocritical.
Hypocrite. I have evidences or they can. Me, I have been very consistent in my thoughts. I've been very consistent in my thoughts. And people who know me, they know that I'm a very, very consistent person. Whatever I say, I have a conviction in saying that. And I tell people that for you to be, right in your thinking, you have to show compelling evidence, to the contrary before. But you can't just, pass a comment and say somebody is a Pharisee. When you haven't even followed the person, you don't even know the person, you don't know what the person has been doing, etc. But I don't grudge them. I mean, it's an opinion. And I'm actually my skin is so thick that when people criticize, I take the best out of it. That if I'm not doing something right and you criticize, I take it wholeheartedly. I'll make sure that I work on it. But not those, random insults, random all this. No, I don't think.
Mate, 9th tour, Accra by 9th, or say Thursday, 1st May. The whole shit is saying.
It's going well. We have a full backing of our, networks.
It is
Ghana Tourism Authority.
Yeah.
Ghana Tourism Authority has given us the bus. I'm grateful to Mame for, we've been working. We have a working committee together. We have been to Kwame Nkrumah. Those days they used to close early. I mean, not early, but the normal time that they close. They've agreed to extend it 24 hours. So we are doing the tour to Kwame Nkrumah. So they are extending the opening times. We have been to the police. We have made arrangement because obviously it's a new thing. So we have to be sure of the security, arrangement. We are going to have a night to ourselves as a trial to go to the places that we are going to so that we can actually anticipate before the day, what the nature would be.
Okay.
So we put in all the measures that we need to ensure. And my minister, Jifa, fantastic lady, when we said, we'll do it maybe to 11, 12, I said, no, go for the full swing. So we're going for the full 24-hour, full Monty. So, we're doing it up to, 3 a.m., 6 a.m., maybe, depending on how, it pans out. But certainly full support from my, ministry and from GTA. And I'm thankful for, that collaboration.
Yeah, that's in a pump up, as you're saying.
Pump up, I used to motivate my students that you have to push yourself, So when I'm in class and I'm asking them questions and they're sitting there, I challenge them to pump up, like push yourself up and make sure that you can deliver. So you don't fall to slumber. You don't and come one shit. So it's psychological thing that boosts me. So even when I face some challenges, I ask me, come on, pump up. Then, I can see that I'm pushing myself. So my
say Professor Jollof and now pump up also.
Yes.
But are you going back to the lecture hall?
Yeah, of course. I teach. I've reduced my workload because you have a secondment. So we've been seconded to the ministry. And therefore, we've reduced our workloads. I have only one course that I teach on the regular, and then, so I'm fully in touch of the university. In fact, I go there to the university every day almost, I can't kind of take myself out of the university. So I'm always there. But of course, secondment means that the university offloads you to the ministry in terms of everything, your remuneration, everything else. You're now being taken, by the ministry and then the university. So when you're done with your service and you still want to go back, it's easy for you to roll back into your role.
Mate, but that's a theatre waba.
By the way, 11th, your lunch, what we call fleet pool management. Fleet pool.
Now more cars.
Yeah, your cars.
More cars.
We have cars.
More cars.
We have cars.
More cars.
We have registered, what do you call private, car owners, garages, to work with. Exactly, because we have to find innovative ways of making sure that we can still work. So we are launching it, and it's amazing. I mean, the private sector is so thrilled by this one. So we are launching it on the 11th of April. We invite you to come. Yeah.
But say be affordable there.
Oh yeah, the cars are affordable.
Because it's in a quite third party. Say
it's not third party. We're actually offering the platform.
Okay.
We are offering the fleet management platform for us to, kickstart, to give more professional, transport experience in tourism. And I think a lot of people are actually looking forward to that.
Mate, but that's so bye.
It's been amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you for coming.
Wonderful job you're doing. Thank you.
Now, doctor, we professor, doctor. That's a doctor, professor. In kind of
no, that kind of professor. It's a rank. It's a
professor. Kobe Mensa.
Associate Professor.
University of Ghana. But as a so by the Professor Kobe Mensa and Kobo Chichino, and Yedino Ebesie. So Johnny, Yada, see, we so near Brantier, Honorable Kwame Sariobe, A+. Gomoa Central Member of Parliament yane ono so beto aso na fe no ndu pepepe na ya sori dwumadie so edian meje so ene abena pokua renie na mamenkai wo ese ene no yegusua ebo wamane ese yedwumadi ahodo ya yedie edase eba no Adom enhira asempa ne nyina ye radio no ubetumi abomoden akọ garden app ena sanso ena website won so no kwa ene echese ubetumi anya yedwumadi ahodo ne nyina na watie na yewie wo hanso na ensan ye okọ social media handles no a ubenya shows ne nyina e wo hono follow yen comment na share react to post na ye any shows na ye no na share emayen stay tuned isanse Adom yeshira asempa Adom Jason Sem Jumadie ena ugusu a wutie no na yentie enkrato ye ba ebebre no aka wachiri ye de beto atoso e wo haya.
See, you're rich and get more from us. Your childhood friend get more from us. Your favorite uncle get more from us. Your roommates get more from us. Digital solutions get more from us. Rewards be free get more from us. 5-star treatment get more from us. Preferential rate get more from us. Easy bank get no on the app. Instant loans get no on the app. Bank papa party get no on the app. Accounting get more from us. Annie, the apps are bushing. The customers and pimping did you also now when you who come I check your one so ne abefu dwumedie ho how anu ye a eto ntwada na boa ama watimi adi wudwuma titiru a eda wani we account wa absa ne na nya nyoma pa bebre. Your story matters. Absa. Go 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 go. Take money.
Friend Alex Lotu anankasa no e ade a manager ho metawtwa pa the game pack buy no be hunu ye am so eno so na me hwe no so payment no e good nti ma me stop we see no nketenkete na me the call game pack because I need the onya one see the kura on so onye ska bebre nti me the call eno so one 3 times a day one 9 o'clock one 12 o'clock one 6 o'clock onya one see the kura ukita 54 yet to tax na about 48 kura when you be a half the game pack there a good ba the mommy who say marine no mama ni ji pa so say me target ya say kemenya bet say 1 billion kura me dey man
Enye den kra dial *946# for chop e din kunim fa game pack agree so na benya mula bebre ene ya ko gamepackgames.com na nya nchechemu game pack agree ene le mra techri show ho so enye ma woni e ndi fie du woche.
Hello, kids. It's your chance to become the ultimate Big Chef Junior champion. If you're between the ages of 7 and 12, have the talent, creativity, and confidence to take on high-stakes cooking challenges, then send us a 2-minute video of yourself cooking your favorite meal and serve it while telling us about yourself. Then send it to our WhatsApp number 0551 575757. This is your chance to cook like a pro, impress the world, and battle it out for the Big Chef Junior title. Deadline for submission is April 5, 2025. Big Chef, good meals by kids.
Ramadan is here. Yes, Ramadan, a time to share. And Max Bar is spreading the spirit of Ramadan with exclusive deals beyond compare. Now, Mr. Discounts in the day, up to 20% our home appliances. So there is free rice and oil, packaged drinks, biscuits, any this Ramadan, Max Bar is where we are shopping. From the 24th to 3rd of April, call us on 054-401-9552 and our shop online at maxbuy.com.gh for nationwide delivery. We're wishing you a blessed Eid filled with joy and prosperity. Barka de Salah. Max Buy. Happy life. Happy Ramadan.
You hear it all on
Jim FM 106.3.
a new dance radio.
Adom FM 106.3 Action Kwa.
Go 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 go
we introduced Season 1. You loved it. Followed with Season 2, which wowed you.
1997, a magazine came out. They described me as beautiful enough for the set, but not intelligent enough for the show.
Now, hold on to your seats. We're coming with a brand new, non-stop dose of the most epic entrepreneurship program ever. The Career Trail is back, and this time, we're cranking it up with no breaks. Get ready as we release new sets of amazing entrepreneurs. Ask the hard questions.
I remember when my results came, they gave me a D in math, and I was like, no, I'm better than a D in math.
They gave you or you had a D.
Unveil the good sides.
I was promoted from constable to chief inspector.
Discover the bad sides.
All I know is that I want to start shawarma. Then from nowhere, I lose my home.
Learn new lessons and enjoy the fun moments with these incredible personalities.
Okay, so 60 seconds, 10 things that are blue. Chelsea.
And oh, guess what? You at home get to co-host by asking your favorite entrepreneur any burning question. What do you want to know?
How do you juggle MCing with journalism?
Here's your chance to get answers straight from the source. Now, to the big question. Who is your chauffeur on this unforgettable journey? Of course, your young and vibrant host, Irene Dubia Aining, will be at the wheel, driving you towards your dream entrepreneurial destination. The new edition of the Career Trail shows every Saturday at 4 p.m. on Joy Learning TV and at 6:30 p.m. on Joy News, with a repeat on Sundays at 1:30 p.m., Mondays at 5 p.m., and on Fridays at 8:30 a.m. only on Joy Learning TV. The Career Trail, your success journey begins here.
Sefieni bibi akumanewa, eni yen kofi, yenko. Yanko baby any jewo. Baby I think more day wo. Baby a cereal. And then push to the beer, baby I yet tennis. Yanko baby you bet me a tray agony. Na yen yasimbia.
And send sweet.
Baby I didn't know my pepa sasaya sakit wanwa. Aye ni wono. Yen coffee, baby odo, oshe, and ye need jiwo.
Baby, you are SCV, MTN home, Emma data bundles for the only account here, any other for a mountain time, and bought a quantum so. broadband.mtn.com.gh and what my MTN app no so. Nasasia
MTN.
Jim FM 106.3.
Only God can stop us now.
106.3 FM.
Adom FM.
Jim FM 106.3.
Only God can stop us now.
106.3 FM.
Jim FM 106.3. Tough.
Radio it's a CCM 112. Oh yeah. Radio it's a CCM 112. Oh yeah.
Adom FM.
106.3. 106.3 Adom FM. One tell you what. Catch your nine.
Adom FM.
One tell you what.
Adom FM.
Jim FM.
Media one plate, or two plates. If you tell me the same.
Yɛda semano enum na nonkrabo. Ahaya Adom 106.3 Jasu Sam Jumadie Esu Eniadofo Pinua Edi wa mawoda enne Sene wawoda happy birthday to you Onyame shraw na onyo kese wakoma so ade ene woni so de hunu nyina no obade ma no emremu na Reverend Edmond York Saki owo Church of Pentecost Nkokwo area in Suta district ho ena odi djuma Reverend Edmond York Saki happy birthday to you obade onhirawo na oma enkwatenten wonhirawo sika fam wonhirawo ahoden fam enwo sra fam no oma no nyemo ewo so na adwuma wo ye de emma atwea kra no obade onhirehira so na onomo enkwatenten oma no nyina Stella Selina Ayebia Bedu yowo adukrum ene eyasafoma no nyina and I wish you a happy birthday no Reverend Edmond York Saki nyame emane wosana enyamo have a blessed joyous fruitful day na a belated happy birthday to Alex Nkrumah or Banana Inn and ne ewa woda Israel Spencer and I wish you a happy birthday no Alex Nkrumah nyame enyo kese ama unyini menya 106.3 years na wakoma so ade nyina obade emano emremo emao Alex Nkrumah ewo Banana Inn have a blessed day na happy birthday to chairman Ofosu Ama oye president Friends of Tema Association Ian Okwe and na I wish you a happy birthday no Ian yete won catch papa. Hey, they say no na adana me bisa ko fi krasenti ya na o hye wiase de e no so ho pa Big Joe organic wachi ye whatema ono wan Ian ona nankasa CEO na ene eye ne yonko brebo chairman of Suama awoda na Ian ewehye no president Friends of Tema Association enti chairman nyankwada nyamenyo kese na wakoma so ade nyina ma no mremu ma wunyini emenya 106.3 years empa bi abonu kokom no obade ntie na onye so adwuma emma na medo bekọ begro na fe yahwe Chairman Bibi ukọ begro a Chairman Bibi ewo ho na samene ekasai no Anti meka say ahobwagu so dendenden e wobegro ya nyame ya doma 10th anniversary celebration no ebe koso oba panyi Janet Iyafobia wo free mu no 35 years niye na eno achinsoso no wo mo ede dwumadie pino asese so na Chairman Bibi Royal Capital Hotel wo kobegro Royal Capital Hotel Chairman Bibi pemu na kasa ya oye ona no na mame afri mu sanso na ne nua bema na we no 10th na 35th anniversary na wo mo edie ebe sase April 11th eye ifiada na atomo akwakosi April 13th ntino Chairman Bibi etonsa afre adofo nyina esemo nyina mo fomani enchimo ewo begro nyame eyadoma 11th April 12th April and 13th April na mo meta na chiwoni abusuani nyina na bibibia wo bia no wo mo emfa entoto asosa ti Chairman Bibi yakoso aso bade so nka ho na ontetu ni abusuani nyina ewre na ne maame ede oba panyi Janet maame ya fobia na ne nua bema no eye owura kwakuwa amponsa 10th and 35th anniversary and wɔn ebedie eduru hɔ nso a chairman bibie nyina bɛba bɛtɛ wɔkyi wɔ bɛgorɔwae na agya ya bɛka ho abɛkyekyewre aba bɛhwɛ anniversary no ɛne ne die no pɛpɛpɛ ɔba hema yɔno aso bɛgorɔ mpɔtam hɔ yɛkyerɛkyerɛ mu nyinaa nyame ɛnka mo ho. Say happy special birthday to Christelle Amoa. Yadodo na fede na nabna se one powerful bracket 2. Edinye. Na nabna se one powerful bracket 2. Edinye me de pa. Nana nyame onyo kese ne day na oma enkwatenten. Yapo mo de papa ewom. 106.3 years and yes so badie. Emfa enwo na mo akoma so ade nyina emrem enhyira yedie enkoso obade ma wonsoma ensren pa na abna se one powerful bracket udin ede sa na obade ma brabo ne nyema onye de bibia nya nigie ade bi ado sabeka no enye hyira mia me nua bema kwasimafo ayua 05 and I wish you a happy birthday na Christelle. Have a blessed day. Facebook na messages sa wodi aba no menken kan bi adazewa ba Ebenezer also wo share live every gomoa simbrofo community center wasabna indeed April die ababie mu na de obeka no say Ebenezer how far God has brought and favored us also next week na wo de dru ha na wodi aba why ye be ya ma pepepe CJ bedru also na CJ so aba na wodi ono de no to nchen Gasby Bonsu or say by the fruit we shall know the hypocrites man you yate nedia or debaye no and Dennis Stockboy or say ahwene questions nedia and one will be sanamate me da say okay all right Kofi Mark or say ayo oh that be message somebody by the okay me share choice of words no enye de making kan ewo ha into the medama say ai meda say ewo ho na Consolidated Bank Ghana edi solo loan bi aba ye ne ya ubowra mu ewo CBG branch a wo kwanya esomsa ebeka besia wo mo ema akosi 200,000 Ghana cedi eno ne sika besia so koso koje a obetumi age less de wo fom ba obetumi age ya ne kese mu no ena ye 200,000 Ghana cedi no na eno so no wo mo eche se ehye eda ho a onye se kokofa bibia ebesia wo wa ansa na ye de sika yi ama wo mo eche se ombema wo akwanya no na wo de atua ahotomu a aye so no abosome no edumye no na wo de atua wie nti sika bia obagye depending on adwuma wo ye ene de sika no wo de koye a obetumi edi atua no ehye ketua bi da sade ye ka chewe ho bowra mo ewo Consolidated Bank Ghana wo mo branch bia okwa kachom se solo loan nti na obaye upebi na eho hyehye no mo mfantoto aso obetumi afra mo call center 0302 216 000 0302 216 000 omo social media handles ni nyina no se Facebook, Instagram and X kane Twitter no obetumi ni omo edin komo ewo ho email talk to us at cbg.com.gh. CBG, we stand with you. Yago so share ni mo say honorable Kwame Asare Obin adodo na friend A+. Gomwa Central Member of Parliament obeba beka yen sa no pay na yedin komo twetwe no ato so na ye twen A+ no na me ka che say ka ne de obetwi o na kirasem na anya bia ene yese electric cars na aba na sa wankọ anointed engineering ankoto ho na akoto ewo baabi fofura na me bisa say kanea no yeduma ekirasem wo hwe ya ehyen wuntumi ntwi ba so kwa anointed engineering na car na auto ama wa eye electric car no or someone generator at the church so them anointed the hono ye frɛ hono generator fie it is all na to electric car no anointed in Kenya or ma generator na de what dia to butu mu ba bia nam bia no a kanea eni hono utumi charge wade owia na do generator tum wotido wona wokono wonya wo ba bia agisa anointed engineering omo de serial nano electric vehicles aba ya ebo chidom na wo de ujuma mo ye online na juma no eno ane so be kwa anointed na wakwaje odie ye de kasa ba kone kwhye de siuti de wa ho de beso na wo so to na ye nyina ye mfamfa krum ewiase ekononim ne ba bia ye bedru no eye electric vehicle na beto so a e wo say anointed engineering ne de ne bia to wi a omo generator Accra has saying Kwame Nkrumah Avenue, Farisco traffic light, Yane Glyco Ediane Mushe, Ewa Dabraka, 0540-100-868, and 0243-480-334, and no Accra branch no ye showroom no number seno no. Kumasen so ye wo showroom ewo honum, ye wo T80 yard nanim honum ak. Emwa ekoma yanka no sa kwan no so 0243-480-334 and 0544-340-589. Serial Nano 3 EV, experience a legacy of modern luxury. Serial EV, go electric.
Only God can stop us now. 106.3 FM.
Adom FM 106.3.
Only God can stop us now. 106.3 FM.
It's a CCM 112. Oh yeah. Radio it's a CCM 112. Oh yeah. Adom 106.3. Adom FM 106.3. 106.3 Adom FM. Adom FM. One tell you what. Catch your nine. Adom FM. One tell you what. Adom FM.
Adom FM 106.3.
Only God can stop us now. 106.3 FM.
Jim FM 106.3. Tough.
Radio it's a CCM 112. Oh yeah. Radio it's a CCM 112. Oh yeah. Adom 106.3. Adom FM 106.3. 106.3. Adom FM. Adom FM. One tell you what. Catch your nine. Adom FM. One tell you what. Adom FM.
Jim FM 106.3.
Only God can stop us now. 106.3 FM.
Jim FM 106.3. Tough.
Only God can stop us now. 106.3 FM.
Radio it's a CCM 112. Oh yeah. Radio it's a CCM 112. Oh yeah.
Now, Cramba Pawasamano Dumie no 9:12 a.m. Just when some na wutie ahaya dum. Happy birthday and call Emma Miss Susan Adote your danceman na ene eyede ye nigida eda wose ye tonyo de nyame aye eda wose ye diasa ededa oboade na se na yede na seda ema no sanse wode afe aka wonfie ho nyame onhyira wo nyame onyo kese na onto nkwanam na afi a wode aka wonfie ho yi oma wosanfie no ankwanemu na enyine ekodu 106.3 years ene akire wakoma so ade nyinara obade onye emao empa bia so a wobodo kokuo mu o manhira wasifo nhira obade ema no enoso ewo wo mo eso we fra busuafo enye yonkofo nyina nchen wo mo ewehye Miss Susan Adote ya owo dansoman happy birthday nyame enye okese pa ma Susan na nyambo ochina ene ne memenda ekọ ne kwasiya da mia me mame oba penyi comfort ekua ejapoma donko na dodo na frɛ no kwaku maame ya maame adane benkum so a ayiyo no eye weekend ya ewo arena de empotem ho eti hyene so ho na ebekwa akopɛ no krabre na ye na nkasa de ye nyambo ochina ne wakipi no eye nkokɔ Central Police Station achi ho no ma Bedford fitting shop na wo ho no ho ana just wakipi no de ebehyehyɛ so na memenda enso eye no abehyehyɛ so ewo nkokɔ Central Police Station ho no ma Bedford fitting shop ho ne yebeya yi no yebeya wufusum ye wi a na ekopɛ no krabre ewo arena de amusiye memenda na ye ne beto aso nkokɔ Central Police Station ho no kwasie da no enso sa na se asɔre no ebekɔ so nkokɔ Nsuta Believers Worship Center second chance na me papa na dada nkwa ene na yire Auntie Theresa nkwa na weekend yi de nkokɔ Central Police Station fitting shop na wachi ho no wa na ayi no ekoso na yenkata kwaku mame ati krakra yema busua ene adofo nyina hyede dada nkwa ene miame mame Auntie Theresa yema mu nyina hyeden ene yakɔ
Quadra